Stop everything you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you could decide whether you stay free in 2026 or unintentionally commit a felony without even realizing it. Yes, the rules are changing again, quietly, aggressively, and in ways that most Americans haven't even heard about yet. Today we're diving into the 10 gun law changes in 2026 you must know or face felony charges, and trust me, some of these updates feel less like public safety and more like hidden pressure points designed to catch regular people off guard. We're talking about new national compliance deadlines that nobody warned you about, background check expansions being pushed through the back door, storage mandates that could criminalize you even if no crime is committed, and controversial liability rules that could make you responsible for actions you didn't even take. And that's just the beginning. Several states are introducing digital tracking requirements that raise serious questions about privacy, while federal-level reforms are rumored to include new categories of prohibited items that have never been restricted before. You may think you're already following the law, but after 2026, the definition of legal might shift overnight, and innocent mistakes could instantly escalate into felony-level consequences. So before we dive into the full list, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me which new law worries you the most, because your opinion matters and this community needs to stay informed. And make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because the final revelation, number 10, might be the most shocking and unexpected change yet, something that could affect millions of owners in a way nobody is prepared for. Stay sharp, stay aware, and let's get into these 2026 gun law changes before they get into you. 1. Nationwide Concealed Carry Reciprocity Push. Nationwide Concealed Carry Reciprocity Push refers to the growing federal effort to create one unified rule that would allow concealed carry permit holders to legally carry their firearm across state lines without facing a confusing mix of local restrictions. Supporters argue that if a person is vetted and licensed in their home state, they shouldn't suddenly become a criminal just by crossing an invisible boundary on a map. This movement aims to simplify travel, reduce accidental violations, and protect responsible gun owners who currently face drastically different rules even between neighboring states. However, critics fear it could override stricter state standards and create conflicts between federal and state authority. As the debate intensifies, 2026 is shaping up to be a year where this issue may finally move forward in Congress, making it essential for every gun owner to stay informed and prepared for big changes that could redefine what legal carry means nationwide. 2. Expanded federal background checks. Expanded federal background checks refer to the growing push for broader, more comprehensive screening requirements before someone can legally purchase or transfer a firearm. The main idea behind these changes is to close gaps that currently allow certain private sales, temporary loans, or online transactions to happen without running a full federal check. Under the proposed expansions, more types of transfers would require verification through the NIC system, and additional categories of disqualifying records, such as certain restraining orders, mental health rulings, or pending charges, could be added to federal databases. Supporters believe this creates a more consistent national standard, while critics argue it adds unnecessary delays and paperwork for responsible owners. As 2026 approaches, these expanded checks could reshape how everyday gun transactions work, making it crucial for anyone buying, selling, or lending a firearm to understand the new steps required to stay fully compliant. 3. Secure storage mandates and incentives. Secure storage mandates and incentives refer to the growing push for laws that require gun owners to store their firearms in a safe, locked, or otherwise secured condition whenever they are not in use, especially in homes with children, guests, or vulnerable individuals. These rules aim to reduce unauthorized access, accidental shootings, and thefts by setting clear expectations for responsible storage. Many proposals also introduce incentives, such as tax credits or discounts for purchasing safes, trigger locks, or biometric storage devices, making it easier and more affordable for owners to comply. While supporters argue that secure storage is a simple step that can prevent tragedies, some gun owners worry that strict mandates could limit quick access during emergencies. As 2026 approaches, more states and federal agencies are considering these measures, meaning every firearm owner should be aware of how secure storage requirements might change daily routines and legal responsibilities. 4. Federal affirmation of Ghost Gun Regulation. Federal affirmation of Ghost Gun Regulation refers to the growing enforcement and legal clarification around firearms that are privately made, unmarked, or lack serial numbers. These so-called ghost guns have been a major concern for federal authorities because they can bypass traditional tracking systems, making it harder to trace crimes. Recent court rulings and federal guidelines have confirmed that manufacturing, selling, or possessing certain unregistered firearms and kits falls under clear federal regulation, meaning ordinary gun owners can no longer assume loopholes protect them. The rules also require serializing home-built firearms and performing background checks for kits sold to others. Supporters argue this helps law enforcement prevent crime, while critics see it as overreach affecting hobbyists and DIY enthusiasts. By 2026, compliance with ghost gun regulations will be essential, as violations can carry serious federal penalties. 5. State-level crackdowns on conversion devices and accessories. State-level crackdowns on conversion devices and accessories refer to new laws in several states targeting items that can modify firearms, such as bump stocks, Glock switches, or other kits that increase firing rate or change a weapon's classification. These laws make it illegal to possess, sell, or distribute certain conversion devices, and even owning them without using them can result in serious criminal consequences. Supporters argue that these restrictions prevent dangerous modifications and reduce the risk of mass shootings, while critics warn that the rules can criminalize ordinary firearm enthusiasts who are unaware of the new classifications. By 2026, gun owners must understand that possession of prohibited accessories, even as part of a collection or hobby, can trigger felony charges, and staying informed about state-specific regulations is critical to avoid accidental violations and legal trouble. 6. New civil and criminal third-party liability schemes. New civil and criminal third-party liability schemes refer to laws and proposals that increasingly hold gun owners responsible if someone else, such as a guest, family member, or minor, gains access to their firearms and causes harm. Under these rules, failing to secure a gun properly could result not only in civil lawsuits but also in criminal charges, even if the owner did not directly commit a crime. The goal is to encourage responsible storage and prevent accidents, thefts, or misuse, but it also expands legal exposure for owners who might previously have faced no consequences for a third party's actions. By 2026, understanding and complying with these liability rules will be essential, because even a momentary lapse in security could carry serious legal ramifications, making safe storage and awareness a top priority for all firearm owners. 7. Digital tracking, registration, and reporting requirements. Digital tracking, registration, and reporting requirements refer to a new wave of laws and proposals aimed at creating more transparent oversight of firearms through technology and mandatory record-keeping. These measures may require gun owners to register firearms in a digital system, maintain detailed logs of transfers or loans, and report certain activities directly to authorities. Supporters argue this helps law enforcement trace guns used in crimes and prevents illegal sales, while critics worry it could create privacy risks and turn routine ownership tasks into potential legal traps. By 2026, gun owners will need to adapt to these systems to remain compliant, as failure to properly register, report, or track firearms digitally could lead to serious civil or criminal penalties. Staying informed and organized will be key to avoiding unexpected legal exposure under these modernized regulations. 8. Stricter penalties and upgraded sentencing frameworks. Stricter penalties and upgraded sentencing frameworks refer to recent legislative efforts to increase the consequences for firearm-related offenses, making previously minor violations carry significantly higher legal risks. These changes may include longer prison terms, enhanced fines, mandatory minimums, and streamlined prosecution procedures for repeat or severe offenses. The goal is to deter illegal activity and promote compliance, but it also means that ordinary mistakes, such as improper storage, unintentional transfers, or administrative oversights, could escalate into much more serious charges than before. By 2026, understanding the updated sentencing structures will be critical for every gun owner, as even routine actions that were once low risk could now expose someone to felony-level penalties, emphasizing the need for vigilance, careful record-keeping, and awareness of both federal and state rules. 9. Emergency injunctions and procedural changes that flip legal status overnight. Emergency injunctions and procedural changes that flip legal status overnight refer to a legal mechanism where courts can issue rapid decisions that immediately alter how firearm laws are enforced, sometimes without warning. These emergency orders can suspend, block, or reinstate regulations in a matter of hours or days, meaning that what is legal one day could suddenly become a violation the next. This creates significant uncertainty for gun owners, who must stay alert to both state and federal court actions to avoid unintentionally breaking the law. Procedural updates, including expedited appeals and universal injunctions, amplify this effect, making compliance a moving target. By 2026, understanding these legal tools is essential, because even responsible owners can face unexpected criminal liability if they fail to track emergency rulings and procedural changes that instantly redefine the legal landscape. 10. A final, explosive risk, cross-jurisdiction enforcement and funding penalties. A final, explosive risk for gun owners in 2026 involves cross-jurisdiction enforcement and funding penalties, which refers to federal and state strategies that link compliance with firearm laws to financial incentives or penalties. States that fail to enforce certain gun safety regulations could lose federal grants, while federal authorities may coordinate across borders to hold owners accountable even when they are following their local rules. This creates a complex legal environment where an action perfectly legal in one state could trigger fines, funding consequences, or even criminal liability elsewhere. Supporters argue this ensures uniform safety standards, but critics warn it undermines local autonomy and can inadvertently criminalize ordinary ownership. Understanding these cross-jurisdiction risks is critical, because they represent a subtle yet powerful shift in enforcement that could catch even responsible gun owners by surprise if they are not vigilant and informed. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates on 2026 gun laws, and comment below with which change worries you the most. Don't forget to share this with friends and family. Staying informed could save you from serious legal trouble. And make sure to watch until the very end in future videos, because we'll keep breaking down every critical update you need to know to stay safe and compliant.